Hi, this is Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be the December 2021 Tarotscope for the sign of Virgo. Smudging for the earth signs. Oops. Here's for the earth signs. Okay, this is for Virgo. This is December's reading. I've chosen 5 weeks to lay out and an oracle card. So this week, week 1, actually starts on Monday, November 29th. So we have the last couple of days of November in this first week, and then it's week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and that brings us up to New Year's Eve at the end of week 5. Okay. So let's start out the reading. Beginning of week 1 is Strength, the Strength card. And the Strength card shows that you have more power than you know. You are finding yourself in a situation where you need to dig deep into your own talents and resources and skills and figure out how to handle a situation, but you can do it. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Go ahead and handle this situation and prove to others that you are just as capable as anyone to handle a difficult situation. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Now the Queen of Wands is not you. It's most likely somebody that you know, maybe in your family or somebody you work with. But she is a mature woman who's very, very good at what she does. She understands the people around her. She knows their business, and she uses this information to allow herself to trust the people around her to do what they know is right and to handle their own jobs. So she doesn't get in the way of people doing their own jobs. But she manages people, she manages a lot of people, and she keeps everything moving. She doesn't want to get bogged down in the details of life, and this is what she's trying to teach you. To just focus on the larger things and don't sweat the details. And Virgo, I know that's almost impossible for you to do, but that's why you have this woman in your life. Somebody who can really show you how to make the broad strokes as a leader, as a boss, as an employer, as a mother, as a matriarch. Somebody who needs to really make these big decisions that just can't afford to get bogged down in the details. Another card at the end of the first week, and this is when we have a eclipse at the end of the week on the 4th, is the Judgment card. So if you've been living what you think is a good life and you've been good to people and fair to people, then you should have no fear of this card. It is just saying that you're going to get what you really deserve, whether that's a reward or punishment. So however you've been living your life, Judgment Day is coming at the end of the first week of December. And then we have the Six of Coins starting out the second week in December. This is the card of generosity. So you're probably giving to others, others are giving to you. It is the holiday season. It is the time of year when we think about giving to others, and this is what you're really going to be consumed with at the beginning of the second week of December. So make sure that you have enough in order to give to others without really emptying out your bank account. But you can also give, other than money, you can give food, you can give time, you can give attention, you can give compliments. There's a lot of things that you can give to people that don't have to do with money. But at this time of year, many people do really appreciate money. Okay, and then we come to the Four of Cups. Now this is interesting. Taurus also got this card. Be careful of bypassing or rejecting offers that are made to you. Now, right now you have several things on your plate that you don't really care for. They're things that you could use, but you're not really excited about using them. And then you get yet another offer. It's still not what you want because it's not fitting your idea of what you want. You have a very particular idea of something that you want or need, and these options are just not fitting the bill. Be careful. Remember, you just had the Judgment card. So what's the saying? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Make sure that you examine what these potential offers or gifts really are before you reject them. If you're just rejecting them out of hand without giving it a chance or without examining what they really are, what's under the hood, then you're being foolish. Okay, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And with this Wheel of Fortune in this deck, it literally is saying what goes up must come down. So if you have been feeling like you're on kind of a downward path, then know that things are going to pick up and start working in your favor very, very soon. And I do feel like, Virgo, you do feel a little bit like you've been kind of imposed upon. You've had a lot of things put on your plate. You've had the Strength card here where you had to dig things out. You have your Queen of Wands friend who is giving you advice, but you also have the Judgment card. You have the Six of Coins where they're asking you to give to others, and then you have the Four of Cups where you're not getting what you want. So I do think that you're feeling a little bit on the downside. So this is a good card for you because it means that pretty soon you're going to be feeling like things are on the upswing. Then we have the third week, the Star. They're definitely on the upswing. So this is you succeeding. Even if it's not succeeding in this third week of December, it shows that very soon in the future, you will be succeeding and feeling like you do have the things that you really want in order to be happy and to feel successful. So this is a really great card to have. There's almost no negativity attached to this card whatsoever. And then we have the Eight of Coins. This gives you, the Star card just gives you a big burst of energy, and now you're ready to really focus on your work, to be very careful and conscientious with your work, even to take more training to study your work so that you do an even better job. And this makes you feel terrific, big boost of energy, feeling really inspired, like you could just conquer the world. And the card after that, however, is the Five of Wands. You may be doing such a good job at this point that others are jealous of you and trying to knock you off your perch. So just realize that you cannot fight fire with fire. If they are bad-mouthing you or trying to distract you in any way or whatever, probably the best bet is just to ignore them. But if you can't just ignore them, at least just rise above the fray. Don't do something that you'll regret later. Don't get down into the mud with them. Try to rise above it. Don't worry about people gossiping or anything like that. But if they do say outright untruths, then you can always go to higher ups and just let them know what's going on. And in this case, I would say go to the Queen of Wands. She's probably the strongest person in your corner who would be able to speak up for you. Then we have, in the beginning of the fourth week, the King of Swords. So this is a guy who's fairly opinionated. He really uses his words all the time. He keeps everybody at arm's length because he's a king. He doesn't want to get down there in the mud and get, involved with the details, but he's also a person that you could talk to and just say, look, I really am doing the best that I can, and I'm really inspired to do this work, and now everybody's talking about me. So allow him to lend you a helping hand. You might even bring the Queen of Swords with you when you go to have that talk, or write him a letter, or whatever you're going to do. This is a person who tries to be fair. He may seem like he's pretty gruff and unemotional, but he's fair. So I do think that he would be able to adjudicate on this matter. Now don't let it get you down, but here's the Five of Cups, and you are letting it get you down, and that's too bad, because if you're so wishy-washy that you allow just a couple of bad days to really make you feel like all is lost, then maybe you really need to re-examine your whole spiritual platform and what you're trying to go for. Life has ups and downs. Life is not always going to be all good or all bad. Life is a mix. It's a mixed bowl of fruit. You know, some of them are going to be apples and some of them are going to be oranges. But if you allow yourself to feel so dejected and depressed over just a few setbacks, you're going to have a very, very long, difficult life. Really learn to enjoy the highs and look back on them and be grateful for them. Be grateful for the things that you have, and don't worry about the setbacks. Everybody has setbacks. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means that you had a temporary setback. And then we have the Knight of Swords. This is a person who kind of rushes in willy-nilly and tries to get everything done. And you don't want to do this either. Now, this may be a friend of yours who's saying, hey, I'll take care of those guys that are talking trash about you. And, you know, you may want that, or you may want to hold him back and tell him to, you know, cool it just a little bit. He's a hothead. He wants to get things done really quick. He probably understands what the King of Swords really wants, bottom line, but this may not be the way to do things. Then we have the King of Coins. Beginning of the 5th week of December, we have the King of Coins. Now here's the guy who really makes the cash registers ring, right? It's December. He's the one who can really bring home the bacon, and he's the one who really makes everybody feel really happy in the holidays because he's making everybody prosperous. This is a king who is also pretty unemotional, not real touchy-feely, but this is also somebody who is in your corner. So you've got lots of people in your corner. You've got the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Coins. So you have a lot of people in your corner, and you have the Star card here, as well as the Six of Coins. So in general, this is a pretty good reading for you, Virgo. This is not saying that, you know, December is going to be a bust. This is saying, hey, there's going to be a few little challenges that you have to take care of. But all in all, the month of December is going to be really good for you. And this may even mean that you're going to get noticed or rewarded or even a raise in December. A little Christmas bonus or something. Then we have the Six of Cups. And again, this is you a little bit feeling sorry for yourself and saying, you know, it was so much easier when I was younger, or when I had a different job in this company, or when I had a different job altogether. It was just so much easier, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Nobody likes a crybaby. So put on your big girl panties, Virgo, or your big boy panties, and just knuckle down. It's not that bad. If you find yourself complaining too much, then yeah, maybe you should get another job. But in the meantime, just try to count your blessings. As I said before, don't let these things upset you so much. The final outcome is justice. So if you've been doing things the way you should be doing them, things are going to come out well. You're going to be rewarded for things you should be rewarded for. You're going to be acknowledged for the things that you've done. You're going to be paid, definitely, and get probably a good Christmas bonus. And in the end, things are going to come right, especially if you've been behaving in right ways and you haven't been deceiving or stealing or doing anything corrupt. As long as you're on the up and up, the ultimate outcome is very good for you. Don't forget that you have the Star card in the middle of all this, right smack dab in the middle of the month, which means that by the end of the month, you're definitely getting big rewards for being a really big player in this whole thing. So don't let the turkeys get you down. Don't let it get you down if you're not getting immediate response for the things that you're doing well. Know that people are seeing this Eight of Coins, where you're really working hard and putting your nose to the grindstone and even learning new tasks in order to do your job better. That's right in the middle of the reading. So people are going to notice that, and this Justice card at the end proves it. So don't let yourself get all upset. And I feel like this is kind of an end of the year, like, oh, it was all for nothing. I worked my butt off all year, and you know, I'm not getting anything. Don't let yourself go down that path. You know, have more integrity about the way you behave. Just, you know, be diligent in staying away from that kind of negative energy. Okay, the oracle card that I pulled for you is Choices. Make the best choices. And I'm just going to pull out the little book here, because you have the responsibility of making choices in your life in order to achieve what you want. If you don't make choices, if you don't make good choices, you have no one to blame but yourself. But you have the power to change a situation that doesn't feel right to you. It's up to you. Nobody says you have to stay in a job you don't like or a relationship you don't like. It's all up to you. You design your life. And so your choices are really, really important. And your choices determine the consequences of your life. And they suggest a mantra here. I take responsibility for my choices. So that should be your new mantra, Virgo. I take responsibility for my choices. Beautiful card, beautiful drawing there, lots of pretty colors. Just really pretty. Really, really beautiful. Okay, so Virgo, that's your reading for December. I hope you found something interesting in it. Please leave me some comments down below and let me know how this reading hit you. I hope it made sense to you. I think it did. And I'm going to say I'll see you next time.